Hi everyone, welcome to Zenden, a safe space to calm your mind and body. Today we're going to be doing a seated yoga practice for ceramic artists, so let's get started. So I'm here with my mum, who is a ceramic artist, so that's why she's here. She's not a big yogi and she's wearing jeans, so this practice is kind of for everyone, all ages, all abilities, so that's why she's here. And also it's good to find a chair where your feet can rest on the floor and your knees are at a 90-degree angle. So you might want to either place something underneath your seat or maybe underneath your feet, depending on kind of the height of your chair. I'd recommend choosing a chair that is quite sturdy and stable and something you're not going to fall off easily. So we're going to start off with a straight spine, so we're not leaning against the chair, we're using our core here to stay lifted, lifting our chest and having a straight back like I said. And we're going to start off by doing a quick body scan, just to kind of feel a bit more connected to our bodies before we start moving. So if you feel safe to do so, you can close your eyes or otherwise have a soft gaze in front of you. And just pay attention to how you feel in this moment and how your body feels. Maybe notice how your feet feel and your toes. You can notice things like the temperature, or if you feel any tension. And if you do feel any tension, try to relieve that tension. So move the attention from your feet to your ankles and up your shins and your calves to your knees. Moving the attention to your thighs and to your hips. And just noticing the pressure sitting on the chair. Moving the attention to your lower spine, the middle of your spine, and the top of your spine, all the way up to your shoulders. Moving the attention to your tummy and to your chest, and maybe noticing which parts of your body move as you breathe. Moving the attention to your shoulders, and down your arms to your elbows. Down your forearms to your wrists and to your hands and to your fingers. Again, we're just noticing how your body feels. We're not moving or changing it, just noticing and paying attention. Moving the attention back up your arms to your shoulders and up to your neck. Maybe up to your jaw, and if your jaw is clenched, maybe relax your jaw. Moving the attention up the back of your head, up, over and round to your forehead. Moving the attention to your eyebrows and your eyes, to your nose and your mouth. Relax your jaw and relax the tongue from the roof of your mouth. And let's spend a couple of moments here breathing. So focusing on the inhales and the exhales. And just noticing where you feel the breath the most in your body. Maybe it's the air passing through your nostrils. Maybe it's your chest lifting. Or maybe it's your tummy moving. Or just noticing how you feel today. And as we start to open our eyes, we're going to start with some movements. So let's take a nice deep inhale together actually. So big inhale through the nose. And long exhale out the mouth. So let's look over our right shoulder. I'm going to start warming up the neck, back to center and over the left shoulder. Back to center over the right shoulder. Back to center over the left shoulder. Back to center one more time over the right. And back to center over to the left. Back to center, let's look up. And look down. You can do this with your breath, so inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Last time, inhale, look up. And exhale, look down. and bring our head back to center. And we're going to bring our right ear towards our right shoulder. So we're just gently stretching the left side of the neck here. And this might be enough, or otherwise you might want to stretch your left hand out beside you and almost stretch and reach down to the floor. And you might feel a deeper stretch here of your neck. This might be enough, or otherwise you might want to bring your right hand up and over just to your left ear. So we're not applying much pressure here. Make sure that you're not hurting yourself. Just gently stretching the left side of your neck. And let's gently come back up to center, back to neutral. And we'll do the same on the opposite side. So bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. That might be enough, or otherwise you might want to extend your right hand out beside you and reach to the floor. Again, feeling the stretch down the right hand side of your neck. Reaching and stretching to the floor. And that might be enough, or otherwise you might want to bring your left hand up and over to meet your right ear. Again, we're not applying much pressure here. Just feeling a deeper stretch. And back to center. Let's start to move our shoulders. So let's bring your shoulders up to your ears, bring them all the way up, and then exhale, bring them down. So push them down. We try and push them away from your ears. On the inhale, bring your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, push them back down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, shoulders come up. And exhale, shoulders come back down. So we're going to start moving our shoulders, so maybe start to do rotations back. So finding some rotations here, finding some movement. And then let's go forwards. Perfect. And whilst we're here, we're going to bring our hands out in front of us and stretch your fingers out as wide as you can. So really, really stretch them and then squeeze them in nice and tightly. So let's do that again. Stretch and squeeze. And then one more time. Stretch and squeeze. And we're going to extend the right hand out in front of us as if you're saying stop. And with your left hand, you can start to peel your fingers back ever so gently. So throughout this practice, we'll try not to hurt ourselves. So if anything feels too much, just do less. That's absolutely fine. I don't want anybody to hurt themselves while we're doing this. And so now we're going to do the next pose. So bring your fingers and point your fingers down to the floor. And then with your left hand, you can start to pull the back of your hand towards you, and you might feel a stretch along your arm here or along your wrist maybe. So I know that as ceramic artists you spend a lot of time on the wheel, using your hands a lot, so it's nice to try and stretch them and do some different movements. Let's do the opposite side. So extend your left hand out in front of you as if you're saying stop, and then with your right hand start to peel the fingers back. Do as much as feels comfortable for you. We don't want to hurt yourselves. And then we're going to point the fingers down to the floor, and with your right hand, pull on the back of your left hand and pull that towards you gently. And you might feel a stretch along your wrist or along your forearm. Yeah. Perfect. And then what I'd like to do next is to interlace your fingers. And we're going to do something that I call spaghetti hands. I don't know if this has an actual name, but for me it's spaghetti hands. So just find some movement. So you can go as fast or as slow as you want to here. Just about doing what feels good, and just bring some movement to the wrists. Maybe go in a different direction to what you... Oh, that's hard to do. I can't go in the opposite direction. So try and go in the opposite direction. Challenge yourself here. That's so hard. Perfect, and back to centre. So we're going to bring our hands down by our sides and we're going to do some inhales and exhales. So on the inhale, we're going to inhale through the nose and bring your arms up above your head. And on, we're going to join the hands at the top, and on the exhale, bring the hands back down in prayer, hands in front of us with the exhale through the mouth. So feel free to make as much noise as you want with your breathing. Try and make it as if somebody can hear you next door. So deep inhales and large exhales through the mouth. So we're going to do this 5 times. So inhale through the nose. Hands come together and exhale through the mouth, sigh it out. Let's do it again. So inhale, arms come up. Hands come together and exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale and exhale. Perfect. Now let's do a twist. So if you bring your hands together in prayer, hands in front of you, and oftentimes with chair yoga, people ask you to hold onto the chair to try and get more of a twist. I actually don't like to do that because I think you can sometimes hurt yourself by doing that. So we're going to be using our core and our back muscles to do this. So bring your hands in prayer and we're going to inhale to lengthen. So you can lengthen your spine and breathe in. And on the exhale, twist to the right hand side. And as you breathe, you might come slightly out of the pose to inhale to lengthen. And exhale to twist a bit further. So go at your own rhythm here, you're breathing. With your inhales and exhales, just twisting to the right hand side. Keeping your shoulders away from your ears, chest is lifted. Let's do one more inhale together and exhale. And back to center. And we'll do the same on the left hand side. So again, inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist from the core. Again, inhales and exhale. Do a couple of breaths on your own. Twisting from the core. Last inhale and exhale together. And back to center. So from here we're going to move into a side stretch. So you can place your left hand either on the chair next to you if you want to hold on to the chair, or otherwise you can point your fingers down towards the floor. And we're going to slowly bring the right hand up and gently stretch over to the left hand side. So this might look different for everybody. Maybe you're here and that's enough, or maybe you're here and that's enough, or maybe you're kind of holding on to the chair and reaching all the way over. So this is going to look different for everybody. So whatever feels best for you in your body, we're going to go ahead and do that. So left hand comes down and right hand comes up to wherever feels comfortable and reaching over. I'm actually going to hold on to the chair for some stability here, just so I can feel a nice stretch down the right hand side of my body and also my right arm. So just pay attention to your body and notice where you feel the stretch. Remembering to breathe, don't hold your breath. And back to center. And we'll do the same on the opposite side. So right hand can come onto the side of the chair, or maybe point your fingers down to the floor. I think I'm going to hold onto the chair again. And bring your left hand up and stretch over to the left hand side. So again, just noticing where you feel the stretch in your body, doing what feels best for you, remembering to breathe And just stretch, stretch, stretch. You might want to wiggle your fingers. And back to center. And from here we're going to do some cat-cow. So you might have done this if you practiced yoga before on the mat, but I actually really enjoy doing it on the chair as well. And I know that from my mum doing ceramics, you spend a lot of time sitting, maybe throwing or turning or decorating and glazing, and a lot of it is sitting down. So cat-cow is a nice way to kind of move your spine and maybe release some tension that you might be feeling. So with your hands on your knees and your feet are hips distance apart and your ankles are underneath your knees, we're going to inhale, lift the chest and lift the gaze and arch your spine. And then on the exhale, we round the spine, exhale through the mouth and curve the spine and look down to the floor. So we're going to do this 5 times together. So when we're ready on the inhale, lift your chest, lift your gaze. And then on the exhale, round the spine, curve the spine as much as you can and look down to the floor. And again, inhale, lift the gaze, lift the chest. Exhale, round the spine, look down. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. And back to center. Back to a straight spine and our chest is lifted. From here we're going to start moving our feet and our ankles. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about those. So let's lift your right foot, and if you want to, you can support your leg by interlacing your fingers behind your knee and rotate your ankle in one direction. And then in the opposite direction, starting to warm up your ankle here. And then point your toes up, so up, up, up to the sky. And then point your toes down to the floor, up, and then down. And then last time up and down. And then let's swap legs, so bring your right leg down and lift the left leg. So again, rotating the ankle in one direction, doesn't matter which way. Just find some movement and start to warm up that part of your body. And then the opposite direction. And then point the toes up to the sky and down to the floor. Point them up and down. Last time up and down. We'll bring that foot back down. And then we're going to go again with the right foot. This time we're going to bring, it's called knee to chest, but this again might vary depending on your body, depending on what you're wearing, depending on the day, depending on how you feel. So lots of different factors. So we're going to start by bringing your hands underneath your knee and bringing your knee up to your chest. And this might be where some people are at. You might also want to maybe hold on to the front of your knee. Some people might be kind of up here. So wherever feels good for you today. And I know that obviously when you're sitting a lot with ceramics, you might get tight hips. So this is quite a nice one. And we can bring that one back down, and we'll do the same on the opposite side. So again, you might want to interlace your fingers behind your knee. Otherwise, you might want to bring your hands in front of the knee and bring your knee to your chest. And let's bring that leg back down. I'd actually like to move through some Sufi circles. So place your hands on your knees. I'm going to do some rotations of our body basically. This is great for the hips as well. So if you just start to lean forwards, try not to obviously fall off the chair, and move over to the right hand side and back and to the left and to the right. So we're just creating circles here. And this is a great way again to find some mobility in your hips. Find some movement in your hips. So you can go at whatever speed feels best for you. And however big or small you want the circles to be, maybe you want small circles, maybe you want to do really big circles. So doing what feels best for you in your body. And then let's go in the opposite direction. So again, these can be big circles or small circles. You can go as fast or as slow as you want to today. Just finding some movement in the spine, in your hips. And back to center. So we're going to work through a sun salutation, which is a couple of these movements all put together. I'm going to talk you through it as we go, and we'll do it maybe 2 or 3 times. So we start with our hands by the side, and we're going to inhale, arms come up above your head. On the exhale, fold forwards. Maybe your hands might come down to the floor, your hands might come down to your shins or your knees. On the inhale, we're going to do a halfway lift, so straighten your spine and sort of gaze in front of you. Exhale back down to the floor, and then inhale, come back to a seated position. So you might want to place your hands on your knees to press back up. We're going to lift the right leg to the chest, knee to chest. With the inhale, and the exhale, bring that one back down. Same on the opposite side, so inhale, left knee comes to the chest. Exhale, back down. Inhale, arms above your head. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift, so stretch. Flatten your back and look forwards. Exhale, hands come back down to the mat, forward fold. Let's come back up in the inhale, back to a seated position. Inhale, right knee to chest. Exhale, back down. Inhale, left knee to chest. Exhale, back down. Last time, inhale, arms above your head. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, back to a seated position. Inhale, right knee to chest. Exhale, back down. Inhale, left knee to chest. Exhale, back down. And we have finished our 3 sun salutations. It's nice to just put some poses together for a little bit of a sequence. I'd like to move into a warrior 2. So this is something I don't think you've done before. So it'd be interesting. Yeah, it'd be nice to show you. So for warrior 2, if you've practiced yoga before, you might be used to doing this standing. We're going to do this on the chair, and I actually think you get a better stretch. I personally get a better stretch from doing it on the chair. So you're going to slide on your chair and bring your left knee over the left side of the chair, and then your right leg might come out to the side, and this might be your warrior 2, and that is absolutely perfect. If so, you want to bring your hands out, so hit somebody in the face, but both of your hands come out, it's all right, and then you look over your left hand. And if this is where you're at, that's perfect. Otherwise, you might want to heel toe your foot maybe further back, just wherever feels comfortable. Maybe that's enough, or otherwise you might want to extend your right leg out behind you so that your right leg is straight. If that's not accessible to you, come back to where we were before with your knee bent. And this is warrior 2, so keeping your hips straight, keeping your shoulders above your hips, so you're not leaning forwards, yeah. And your arms are parallel to the floor. And just notice where you feel this stretch in your body. I personally feel it down the inside of my right leg. Yeah. I'm also starting to feel a little bit in my shoulders by keeping my arms up. So let's stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring our hands back down and legs back to center, and we'll do the same on the opposite side. So we're going to turn on our chairs and have your right knee over the edge of the right side of the chair, and again your left foot might be at an angle here, and if so, that's absolutely perfect. Bring your right hand out in front of you and your left hand out behind you and look over your right hand. Otherwise you might want to heel toe your left foot back a bit, or you might want to extend your left leg out behind you for a warrior 2. Looking over your right fingers. Again, just noticing where you feel the stretch today. So I feel it in the inside of my left leg, maybe in my shoulders, maybe also in my right hip for this one. So just notice where you feel any stretching in your body. And we'll stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back to center. How was that? Yeah, good. So from here we're going to move into a side stretch. It's actually an extended side angle if you're used to yoga. If not, that's fine. I'm going to talk you through it. So we're actually going to bring our feet quite wide here, further distance than hips distance. I might have to shuffle forward a little bit so you've got space as well. So really don't be afraid to take up space here. I'm going to bring our left elbow to our left knee, and your right hand might stay on your right hip. And this might be enough for you today. Otherwise you might want to bring your right hand up to the sky, or you might want to extend your right hand over to the left hand side and feel a stretch maybe down your right arm, down the right side of your body. You might also feel this in your hips. So really stretching, and try and notice where you feel the stretch in your body. Remembering to breathe. Let's stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and press back up. And we're going to do the same on the opposite side. So right elbow comes to your right knee. Again, your left hand might want to stay on your left hip. Your left hand might want to stretch up to the sky, or otherwise reach over to the right hand side and feel the stretch on down your right arm and down the right side of your body. Again, just noticing what feels good for you today. Noticing where you might feel the stretch. And when we're ready, we will come back up to a neutral position. We can bring our feet back together again. And we're going to move into tree pose. So with this one, we kind of want to try and balance a little bit. So I kind of shuffle forwards a tiny bit on my chair, so I'm quite far forwards actually. I'm going to start off on the right side. So plant your left foot, make sure that your left ankle is underneath your left knee. And we're going to bring your right foot onto your toes. I'm going to have to shuffle back a bit, I don't think you can see my feet. So bring the right foot onto your toes, and that might be enough. Or otherwise you might want to bring your right foot, to the right chair leg. And then from here you can bring your hands to your hips, or maybe hands in prayer hands. Cactus arms with the arms either side, or arms above your head. And what we like to do in this pose is almost to, I'm actually going to bring my hands in prayer hands today for me, but do what feels best for you. And almost keep your left leg straight, and maybe start to energetically pull your right knee to the side, pull your knee back almost. So it's a bit of a hip opener, this one. It's also a bit of a balancing stretch, a strengthening stretch. Remembering to breathe, keeping your chest lifted and your back straight. And again, just notice how this feels in your body. And let's do the same on the opposite foot. So bring your right foot back down, make sure that your leg is at a 90-degree angle and your right ankle is below your right knee. And we can bring your left foot onto your tippy toes, and maybe that's enough. Or otherwise you might want to bring your left foot to the left chair leg. Keeping your right foot straight in front of you, your right leg, straight in front of you, and your left leg sort of comes off to the side. Again, you can choose your hand pose here, so maybe your hands come to your hips, prayer hands, cactus arms, or arms over the head. So again, you can either do the same as on the right side, or you can do a different pose, and that's absolutely fine, it's up to you. And again, energetically peeling your left knee open so that we're opening the hip. And just noticing how your body feels, remembering to breathe. This is a bit of a strengthening pose. It's also a bit of a balancing pose. And when we feel ready, we'll come back to center. So we're going to start winding down. I've got a couple more poses left I want to do. The next one is figure 4. So again, you might want to come to the edge of your seat here. Be careful not to obviously topple forwards. And figure 4, again, might look different for different people, but we're going to extend the left leg out in front of you. You might want to wiggle around. I'm going to have to move back again, I think, so you can see what I'm doing. Extend your left leg out in front of you, and then your right ankle can cross over your left foot. And that's the kind of option 1. Option 2 is to bring your right foot to your knee and have a slight bend of your left leg so that you're not pushing, pushing back on your knee. And then the next option is to bring your left foot closer to you so that your left leg is at a 90-degree angle. And depending on where you are, you might want to hold onto the chair. You might want to maybe, what I like to do is personally to press down on my right hip so I can really feel that opening there. You might also maybe want to lean forwards. That also helps to create a nice stretch of the right hip. The other option is maybe to do some circles like we did earlier, so that feels quite good. Why are you giggling?
I can't do those.
It's fine, don't.
No, I'm not going to.
But that's the thing, is that everybody can find what they want to do and what feels good for them.
Yes.
So if something feels like too much, do a step back. We don't want anybody to hurt themselves during this practice. But wherever you are, we're just going to stay here for a couple more moments. Remembering to breathe. Perfect, and we'll do the opposite side. So slowly bring the right foot back down to the mat. And we're going to extend the right leg and cross the left foot over the right ankle. So that's option 1. You might want to hold onto the chair for this pose if you're doing that variation. The next option is to bring your left foot to your right knee, but I would recommend bending your right knee. And then the next one is to kind of bring your right knee at a 90-degree angle. And again, maybe find some circles or leaning forwards, just doing what feels good for you in this moment. And feel free to try different variations as well, or stay in one place, just doing what feels best for you. That's essentially what this should be, this whole class. So we're going to stay here for a couple more moments. And just notice where you feel the stretch. And noticing how your body feels. And when we're ready, we'll bring that foot back down. So next up, I'd like to do some cat-cows. It's what we did at the beginning of the practice, and quite often I like to do the same poses at the beginning and also at the end, just so you can notice any differences within your body and within your practice, and just to kind of bring it all back together. I don't know, for me it kind of makes sense. So we're going to work through a cat-cow. So bring your hands to your knees, and on the inhale we're going to lift the chest and lift the gaze and look up, and then the exhale, curve the spine and look down. So we're going to do this 5 times together. So inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, look down. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. And last time, inhale. And exhale. And back to neutral, back to center. We're going to do the inhale, arms up, and exhale, arms back down again. We're going to do the 5 rounds of that together. So hands come down by the sides. Inhale, arms above your head. Exhale, sigh out through the mouth, hands come together. And come back down through center. 4 more times. So inhale, hands together, exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, biggest inhale I've taken today. And loudest exhale you've taken today. And hands come down to our knees. And you might want to stay seated with a straight spine and your chest lifted. Otherwise, you might want to sit back on your chair. We're going to work through Shavasana, so I want you to be comfortable here. If you want to grab a blanket or anything like that, or maybe a cushion behind your back, you can do so. And we're actually going to just close our eyes if you feel safe to do so, or have a soft gaze in front of you. Your hands can be on your knees, or otherwise you want to place maybe one hand in the other one. Just do what feels comfortable and what feels best for you today. And we're going to start to settle and focusing on your breath. So just noticing where you feel the inhales and the exhales within your body. Maybe notice if you can feel your heartbeat. Maybe notice any smells or sounds. And we're going to work through a body scan, again like we did at the beginning of the practice. So bring the attention to your toes. Just notice how they feel. Are they warm or cold? Are they resting on a hard surface or a soft surface? Are you wearing socks or shoes, or are you bare feet? And release any tension that you might feel in your toes. Move the attention to your feet, so the soles of your feet. And just notice the sensation of your feet touching the floor. Moving the attention to the top of your feet. Again, releasing any tension that you might be feeling. Moving the attention to your ankles. And up your shins and your calves. And up to your knees. Again, just paying attention to how your body feels. Maybe notice any clothing that you're wearing on your legs. Maybe notice the warmth of your hands on your knees. Moving the attention up your legs to your quads and your hamstrings, to your thighs. Again, maybe notice the pressure of your hands resting against your legs. Bringing the attention to your hips and your sits bones. And feel supported in your chair, in your seat, and feeling grounded in your body. Moving the attention to your lower back, the middle of your back, and the upper back. Again, just noticing how your body feels, not changing it or judging it, just simply noticing. Moving the attention to your tummy and to your chest. Maybe noticing any movement as you inhale and exhale. Moving the attention to your shoulders. If you feel that your shoulders are tense, maybe just relax them, bring them up and back and down. Just relax your shoulders. Move away any tension that you might be feeling there. And move the attention down your arms to your elbows. Down your forearms into your wrists. Maybe just notice how your wrists are laying at the moment. Bring the attention to the palms of your hands, to the top of your hands, and to your fingers. And just notice what your fingers are touching and what they feel. Do they feel your legs underneath them? Maybe if your fingers are interlaced, you might feel the fingers touching each other. Bring the attention up your arms, back up to your shoulders, and up to your neck. How does your neck feel? Moving the attention up the back of your head, up and over to your forehead. Releasing any tension in your forehead and your eyebrows. Bring the attention to your eyes and your nose and your mouth. Relaxing your jaw and bringing your tongue off from the roof of the mouth. And again, just coming back to the breath and noticing which parts of your body you feel the breath the most. Maybe even follow the breath in, so on your next inhale, notice the breath going through your nostrils and down into your lungs. And noticing which parts of your body move. You might even notice slight movements in your body. And just pay attention to that. If your mind starts to drift off and think about things like what you need to make for tea tonight, or any work that you've still got to do, anytime your mind starts to think about anything, just bring it back to the breath. Come back to the inhales and the exhales, and noticing how your body is moving. And as we start to come back into the room, maybe pay attention to any sounds that you hear, any smells, maybe any taste in your mouth. We're going to start doing some micro movements, so maybe start to wiggle your fingers, maybe start to wiggle your toes. Maybe start opening your eyes and taking in the world around you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I really hope you enjoyed this practice. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye.